Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to a video all about Arena and the new improvements, these increased ranks, what it's meant for Arena cutoffs, and is this going to be a positive thing for the future? So you might remember from yesterday when we covered the Arena cutoffs, this spelled a new era for the arena grinders, getting 5 stars, getting 6 stars, and also feeling that when you're investing time into arena that you're actually getting something back from it. Even more so because now it looks like you could put less effort into arena and get more from it. So here's an example you can see on screen right now. This was submitted by King of Arena. Thanks for sending this image. Because you've got 11.2 mil, not only getting the 5-star, but also getting 3,000 6-star shards. That's great. It's great for the time investment because even more so, if you're looking to get a 6-star, the 6-star went for 20 mil. Like position 176 was got with 20.7 mil. How this has been possible is just based on the facts of 400 positions payout as opposed to 100. Before, you'd find yourself doing some of these kind of like featured and basic arenas and find that you were putting in, mainly in the basic, here's the first example, is that you'd be putting in at least 30 to 50 mil in some places and finding yourself that you're missing out on 100 on the 100th position. Now you have got 400 positions to pay out of the 6-star, which is immensely impressive for any kind of grind and take home from rewards. The rewards improvements can really be seen on screen right now. So this was what was announced for this month, which is in as of the last arena and is in as part of this new arena when it comes to rank. Kabam have gone a little bit more to increase the ranks, as we just learned, with an extra 300 positions to pay out a 6-star champion, which is fantastic. That is great, especially with 7 stars being added to the game. It was a welcome little kind of extra. My personal extra favorite is this here, which is the 1% to 5%, 101 to, well, the top 1% to 5% position. Pays out now the 5-star champion and a 3,000 6-star shards payout, which is 2,000 6-star shards than what it used to be. So that's just, again, another kind of great thing. The top 1% to 5%, which is now being changed to 6% to 10%, is now 10,000 5-star shards, 5,000 shards more than it was, plus an additional 1,000 6-star shards for the grind and the hassle. The same with 6% to 10% was. This now top 11 to 30% is 5,000 5-star shards to 1,000 6-star shards. So if you're not really in the mood to put much of an effort into arena, you're still scooping up a good amount of things for your trouble, like more 5-star shards, more 6-star shards. Yeah, in some ways you could say like, okay, well 500 is not going to make much of a difference, and maybe it won't. But then it may be a difference for you going like next, you're 500 shards away from your next 6-star. I don't know, you probably do Battlegrounds or something like that. But it's the other ones as well. If you're just a milestone grinder and unlocking rank and you're like, well, I'll push a little bit more, see what the crack is with it. There's an arena wins on or something like that. You may be scooping up a better amount of rewards from the 1% to 5%. Or even the kind of like 6 to 10%. Again, it's just down to a personal preference of what you're interested in game, what floats your boat. The main thing about all of this that impresses me is that for players that are able to kind of achieve Paragon, maybe some late Thronebreaker players, and as you kind of like progress through the game, getting to certain milestones like, I don't know, getting up to all kind of like, not milestones, but certain types of rank thresholds and going, okay, well, if I did in the basic arena, let's talk about the basic arena, you may be putting up at least 9 mil, maybe even kind of like 8 mil in some cases, like here with this kind of like spot arena recently. And with the new kind of like setup, you could be taking home some nice amount of 6-star shards by very little effort because there's more positions being paid out. It's easier to get into that 1% to 5% bracket more easily because it's paying out more and you're therefore taking home more for at like the same level of effort, or in some cases a little bit less than the effort that you would normally put in. Now, I can't necessarily give like Arena this kind of like glowing report to say, oh my god, it's brilliant, oh, this is fantastic, because I'm sure that people will kind of, well, Arena's still boring, they'll say. And it is repetitive. How I kind of look at Arena is very different to other people. If I get time, I'll go and smash up some milestones. If it's a case that, and look, there's several things that buffed up with it. You know, two great things that with it, well, one extra great thing, the other thing you have to pay for. But one great thing is the arena timer resets improved. And because it's improved, it means that you can get to some of your better champions quicker. And even by doing that means that you could start of the day using a 6-star rank, whatever it is, or 6-star version of a champion, and find that you can then use it one more time before, say, you go to bed, which before wasn't the case. I think there was more of a longer time frame between waiting for using some of your best champions. So that really helps out with kind of the quality of life improvements. Look, it doesn't wholeheartedly take away from the fact that, yes, it is a grind. But if you put on a movie and you're kind of like watching that, listen to a podcast, go and do that. Interact with a YouTube or Twitch streamers like live stream and just say, oh, you know, I'm here with you, I'm grinding as well in arena whilst you're here. So at least you've got the community there in a hub whilst you're doing these particular things. The problem I think that a lot of players that are free to play find with this one, because look, at the end of the day, free to play have to grind out units in order to get involved with stuff. And look, if you want to spend an MCOC, that's fine, no issue with that. Someone's got to support this developer. But when it comes to the Sigil feature of Express mode, and as it says here, it makes the arena process quicker by auto-advancing through several screens, activate the Summon Sigil to access this feature. So I'm personally not going to. I have felt tempted, especially from conversations with a few people that have it, to kind of go out of like, you know, the free-to-play non-spending side of things and kind of go back into kind of like grab something like the Summon Sigil on a monthly basis. I would love to do it just to kind of like ease my time frame, and I've been told by many people it is a godsend to save a lot of time, especially when it comes to improving these grind perspectives. I just can't really go back to that stage. I felt like I've taken my my coverage to a point where it's going to continue the way it is with non-spending and looking at that, because then it just kind of gets the understanding of the pitfalls that come from, and also kind of the ways around. And that's the one thing. If you follow my channel, I might say things about, you know, being critical about the game. I might go, oh, this is a bit of an annoyance here and there for this reason. But what I do is I do look round these particular issues and see, can we take our free-to-play accounts, you know, around the issue? Do we go through the issue? How do and what do we get in order to attack the issue and stuff like that? Now let's wrap up the video with the good news and the bad news about this. Fantastic news. Look, I don't want to take away from the amazing news that by grinding out 77 mil, you'll get position 390 and get a 6-star. That's amazing. For a featured champion, that is brilliant, right? When it comes to the non-features, I mean, not non-features, but kind of like a reoccurring champion that's not a brand new champion, I can imagine this would be a lot less. And again, that is going to be a massive W for this community. But I would say that we're going to have a bit of a, well, a kind of a chill approach to this stuff, especially because with the Arena Express mode, but mainly when it comes to 7 stars being put into this game, and the early stages of all of this, on all these arena changes, it's early days, okay? And this is where more monitoring needs to be done as to like where we're going to go with this. When I do arena predictions, it's always difficult when there's a big change like this to kind of pivot any kind of structure to my predictions against cutoffs and logical previous arenas and the results as to like, okay, what is a good prediction and what is the most logical prediction? Because that's the thing, we try and base a lot of that on logic, and you could be doing graphs and kind of drawing a line across to go, there is the average that you'll be putting in. And sometimes it's not always the case. That's why they're called predictions. But things can go up. Insert erection-based jokes. But yeah, in a nutshell, like, take this positive, take this W, run with it. Get involved with Arena, but do bear in mind there are going to be times in the future where I can definitely see the increase in score of the Arena. I hope it's not. I hope that this actually starts a new trend where the extent of points is a lot less of a requirement in order to get the champion. So we'll have to monitor this, how it goes. It's the first time this Arena has gone in, or these Arena changes have gone in. So we need to see the impact, we need to see the future, and also and here's the thing, we can't predict the future, so you need to kind of like be a bit optimistic, but at the same time a little bit pessimistic on what could happen. So make use of this time as new champions, as reoccurring champions, enter into these arenas, go get them now, because it may be a case in the future, it may not be as easy. Although I would say that would likely change if we had 7-star arenas put in, and that could be something in the future we see where 7 stars are located within this. Do you think they're going to cause a big ecosystem change? Put it in the comment section down below. It'd be interesting to know what people predict for the future with 7 stars and how it might devalue the interest in putting in big scores for them, or it might be a lot less scores than this to pick up 5 stars and 6 stars based on when they're actually added in. It'd be interesting to find out about that one. In any case, thank you very much for watching this video. Interesting to look at these stats and information. Big changes, big improvements, and big fun. That's the video. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.